I bet you missed me. It's been all of 30 minutes? We have a bunch of information documents dropped from the court that we'd like to share with you at this point. So here we go. Orders issued by the court. The court, having had the state's motion in limina under advisement regarding composite sketches, now grants the motion and prohibits the defense from using the composite sketches in the trial of this cause, signed by Francis Gull, Judge, Carroll County Court. It's also signed by Nicholas McClellan, Andrew Baldwin, Bradley Rosie, James Luttrell, Stacy Diener, and Jennifer Auger on October 18th, 2024. The next order, issued October 24th, 2024, comes now the court, and having reviewed Defendant Allen's motion for order on designated defense representatives, now grants said motion and authorizes Max Baker to act as designated representative of the defense team during the course of the trial in this cause. Accordingly, Max Baker will be excluded as a potential defense witness pursuant to Rule 615 of the Indiana Rules of Trial Procedure. It's signed by Judge Francis Gull. If you remember, Max was an intern that visited Richard Allen and took information from him to report back to the attorneys. He will now be sitting on the defense bench, and he will be helping to keep them organized during the trial. The next is a limited appearance document. Comes now Thomas J. O'Brien and enters a limited appearance on behalf of Robert Ives. He's the former prosecuting attorney in the above entitled cause. This appearance is made only to assist with the motion to quash subpoena, and it is signed Thomas J. O'Brien. Now, if you remember, he just recently filed today to quash Robert Ives having to come in and testify, basically because he's saying that any information Robert Ives has is before the Richard Allen was arrested, and anything he had was speculative, and there was no facts or any information to back it up. And he's asking or requesting for Robert Ives not to have to testify because of those reasons. And the final document is a first joint stipulations regarding evidentiary matters. Comes now the State of Indiana by Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Stacy L. Diener, the defendant Richard M. Allen by counsel Bradley A. Rosie, and the parties have reached an agreement regarding the admissibility of certain items of potential evidence and matters related to the separation of witness order pertaining to the jury trial in this cause. The court now finds and orders as follows. 1. The parties agree that the items referenced below shall be self-authenticated without the necessity of a witness verifying its origin, authenticity, or chain of custody. The intention of this stipulation is to promote judicial economy throughout the course of the jury in this trial. However, the parties do not agree to the specific admissibility or use of any offered as evidence, as each party reserves the right to argue such pursuant to the applicable rules of evidence. 2. All in-cell video recordings of Richard Allen while at Westville Correctional Facility or Wabash Valley Correctional Facility. 3. All video recordings of Richard Allen created through the use of a handheld camcorder utilized by the IDOC staff when Richard Allen was transported outside of his cell, unless said recordings include confidential communications between Richard Allen and his treating psychologist or psychiatrist. 4. All door sheet notes from inmate companions or correctional officers so long as said companion or officer is called as a witness and testifies at the trial in this cause. 5. All medical and or mental health records provided to the parties by the Indiana Department of Corrections or its agents by way of discovery request in this case, so long as the author of the mental health record and its contents is called as a witness at the trial in this cause. 6. Items collected at the crime scene where the victims were located near the Monon High Bridge in Carroll County, Indiana. 7. Items collected pursuant to the search warrant of 1967 Whiteman Drive, Delphi, Indiana, during the month of October 2022. 8. All AT&T records containing pings or other communications to and from any cellular towers in the area near the Monon High Bridge, Carroll County, Indiana, on February 13, 2017 or February 14, 2017. 9. All AT&T cell phone records for Liberty German's phone from February 13, 2017 and February 14, 2017. 10. The custody or the chain of custody of Liberty German's phone. 11. The chain of custody for firearms tested by Melissa Oberg. 12. Electronic extractions done by Brian Booner, including the extractions of Liberty German's phone, which would include the video from the phone. 13. Electronic extractions done by Christopher Cecil, including all appendices and reports for said electronic devices. 14. Extractions of Derek German's phone. 15. Hoosier Harvest video collected by the FBI with affidavit from FBI Special Agent Jeff Robertson with collection paperwork that was generated when the video was collected. And 16. Becky Patty, Mike Patty, Anna Williams, Kathy Allen, Janice Allen, and Jamie Jones shall be excluded from the separation of witness order issued pursuant to Rule 615 of the Indiana Rules of Evidence, such that all these individuals shall be permitted to attend the jury trial without being excluded as fact rebuttal witnesses in this cause. Dated October 18, 2024, it is signed by Special Judge Francis Gull. And those are the documents we have so far. I think it's very interesting that both parties, the defense and the prosecution, came to an agreement upon so many things based on electronic devices, information in the trial, witnesses being able, who are family members, being able to stay in the courtroom. I'm glad for them that they're able to do that, because ordinarily if you're a witness, you have to stay out of the courtroom until it's time for you to testify. Once you've testified, you can come back in and stay for the remainder of the court, no matter how many days it is. So I think it's really interesting that they have come to an agreement on Hoosier Harvest Store video. What else did they talk about? Items collected at the crime scene at the Monon, items collected at Richard Allen's home, AT&T pings, the German cell phones, and I guess Liberty German cell phone. Let me clarify on that. And so many other things. It's very interesting that they've come to that agreement. I'm glad to see it. So we'll see what's next. I want to thank you guys for watching, as always, and for listening. I hope that this was beneficial to you, that you don't have to stop and read through the documents or locate them. You can just listen. So we're going to see you next time on Deb's True Crime Notebook, which who knows when that'll be. Definitely at the end of the day when court lets out. I will be recapping what happened in the afternoon session. Please do all the things for me. Subscribe, like, ring the bell for notifications, share this in groups and with your friends. And as always, I love to hear what you have to say about all of this today so far.